So I thought it'd be really good to sit down and have a conversation with Andy and Ryan. They're the associate pastors of Casas, and just talk a little bit about what it's been like from a leadership standpoint for the three of us navigating all of this, and maybe even from a personal side, what's been going through our minds and y'all's minds as you've been seeking to lead this out.
I read an article a couple of weeks ago that talked about how the church has nothing to offer during coronavirus. I think that was like the title of the article. So and it hooked me. I immediately read it.
Yeah.
And rather than like be defensive and be like, how dare you or any of this, there's a part of it where what it was acknowledging is that as people are not able to attend church and as they're in their homes, like what does the church have to offer them? Like what do they have to do? And there's an honesty to it that actually resonated with me, where it just made me realize it's in these moments that we either shine with who Christ really is, or there's a part where the rest of the culture, and even we feel that voice inside of ourselves, kind of want to walk. Like where you look and you go like, I don't know, if this doesn't matter in this moment, does it really matter? You know, if Christ isn't real, if that love can't reach me and love those around me in this moment, then what is it? And that's why there's this passion in me to be like, that beautiful thing is still beautiful. Like that good thing inside you is still there, you know?
And I think throughout this, there have been like all these micro decisions to be made throughout where you can sense that grounding in Christ, but then there's actually these moments to just decide, okay, I am actually going to just pour out love right now with the people that I am interacting with, and try to keep encouraging others that it's a hard decision, but it's actually a simple decision to just say, you know what, I care about this person. I care about how we continue to kind of do this as a church, that people are going to experience love because of how we're choosing to lead this forward, and encourage all the people of our church to keep expressing love when there's a tension to kind of move to either side or get caught up in conspiracy or you name it, the stress of the moment. You can choose to act out in love.
Yeah, I'm not going to see them as a threat. I'm not going to see this other human being as the other. Like, I'm not going to see them as like, which side of the political scale do they fall on, or which sides of the decision-making ladder. Like, I'm going to see them as a person dearly loved by God, made in his image. And I need to ask myself the question, how do I love them right now? It's going to look like so different for everybody. But can you imagine if everyone who's scattered about in our church right now, and all the people that have joined us for the first time online, like if people actually started to ask like that question, like whoever the person is in your life, like how do I actually love them right now? It's going to look so different, but that's a powerful expression of something when every tendency in you is trying to protect, trying to like garner, trying to, I don't know. I think it'd be incredible.
Yeah, and one of the things that strikes me about what we're going through right now is that at the beginning of a crisis like this, it's easy for everyone to swell towards the best of humanity and all of those things. And it's as it goes on that suddenly I'm going to get down there and I'm going to make sure I've got my 200 rolls of toilet paper because, I'm there in time. And it's like over time as we get tired or fatigued, that's when, and I mean this for me too, it gets tougher for me as time goes on. And if there's anything that I know I would need, it is being in a Christ-centered community that empowers me back to that simple thing, that when I want to drift the other direction, just because there are natural things to it, is just to be reminded of that love for me, but that love that I experience for me is something that without expressing that or doing that for someone else, like it goes stale somehow. What is the thing y'all would want most for the average person who's connected to Casas? What?
I'd say it's similar to a challenge that I gave to a group of our leaders here in the last week, and it really is the idea that when you have Christ in you, the love of Christ in you, you aren't lacking. And that when you have the love of Christ in you, you're one step away from experiencing his love. And the best way to do that actually is by encouraging somebody else. There's a really special thing, I believe, that happens when we feel kind of that emptiness, to actually just say, you know what? I need encouragement. I'm going to encourage somebody else. I'm going to reach out to somebody else in love. And as I've experienced it, there's this really great way that the love of Christ just kind of makes itself evident anew in those moments. And not only did you encourage somebody else, but you experience the very love that you express for somebody else. So I think it's just knowing that you're one decision away from feeling what you perceive as a lack. It's there, but it takes a step of just encouraging, love somebody, and see what that does in return with the love of Christ. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think for me, it would be, I think there's this phrase that I keep saying throughout this whole thing, and it's just that the church is so much bigger than the walls that often surround it. And I really want, like, I don't know how to say this all the time. I don't know how to phrase this the right way, in a way that people will like resonate and get it, but I want to so bad. And it's for people to realize that even though they can't physically attend the space they attend church in, that they are the living, breathing expression of that church in this community around us. And there's people all around them in their households, in their neighborhoods that need that, like need to know how loved they are. They need a kind of love that quiets fear, like need a person to step in, and that they are that living, breathing expression. That thing's not put on hold while we're all waiting. Like they are that answer because they have Christ in them. They get to bring that gift to this world around them. And I think some of us are tired, and some of that has been muted just because of fatigue or because of all the uncertainty and just how that works. And I just don't want us to miss the gift that's always there that we have to bring, because people need it.
You know, so like the exciting thing to me about what you're saying in this is that, and I forgot what the exact number was, but I looked at one of our services here recently, and there was like over 3,000 views of it. So there's like thousands of people connected to like some of the things of what we're doing, that church, right? So you think about the greater Tucson area, and you think about several thousand people. That means it's hard to find a neighborhood in Tucson that doesn't have at least one person from Casas in that neighborhood. You think about the businesses that are opening up right now, or the places of work. Like, it's hard to think that there's not networks of people within businesses or places that there's not someone from Casas that's there. Like, let alone other churches that are there. And the beauty of that is, like, any one of us, that one act of just saying, here's the opportunity to love someone in a simple or tangible way in this moment. Like, this is the gift that Christ gave me that I get to give somebody else in this moment. It's that gift being given by Christ through thousands of people, thousands of times throughout a city, that suddenly you realize the impact that we get to make as a community is significant. That like every one of us get that little thing that we're doing is actually part of something much, much bigger in all of this.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, thank you all for taking the time to just chat.